Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Rohde with Dental Compare. It's 2008. We're at the ADA convention in San Antonio, Texas, with Dr. Dan McGowan at the Prexion booth talking about cone beam. Dr. Dan,
nice to talk to you.
thanks for coming by.
My pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself first. You're practicing out on the East Coast.
I practice in Hagerstown, out in the country, about 60 miles from Washington, D.C. I'm a general dentist. I do a lot of surgery, I do a lot of endo, I do a lot of perio, and I do a lot of restorative. I work on kids as young as 2 and all the way up till, the end, 92, exactly. And so we have a broad range. We have 7 doctors in the practice. We have ortho practice. We have a oral surgery practice in the office, and we have a pedo, and then the rest of us are general dentist in the office.
Now you have cone beam in your office, the
I
Prexion
do.
system.
I started about 5 years ago in cone beam. I actually started with Newtome, and then as more companies began to get in the market, had higher resolution, a few other options, I ended up actually with the Prexion you see right here. And so we've incorporated it into the office as an adjunct to surgery, to endo, to perio, and just general diagnosis in the office.
Right.
For years it's been known as cone beam is only good for implantology. And now what you're finding is with higher resolution and the ease of use of software, it becomes a diagnostic tool that can be used not only in specialties but in general dentistry as well. So we've incorporated that as a major factor in our radiology department.
So are you using it for root canals and things as well?
We do. A lot of our new patients that come in, actually instead of a full mouth series or a Panorex, will get a scan and maybe 2 or 3 or 4 bite wings.
Right.
Now you have a 3D model, a virtual head in your computer. And so from an initial diagnosis standpoint, you can cruise through the scan in any direction and diagnose pathology. What we find our patients, when they see their own scan in 3D, they get very excited about what we're talking about in terms of treatment plan and what their problems really are. So it's been a great tool for that.
So why Prexion? I mean, what made you make that switch?
I have researched all the systems, and there's a lot of really great systems out there. And I'll say this up front, there's no one system that does everything. I chose Prexion for a couple of reasons. Number one, Prexion has software and hardware that has been in the medical field for over 10 years. And so it's 10 years of development in cardiology and vascular surgery. And what Prexion has done is taken that very same software that runs some of the biggest scanners in the hospital worldwide, put it in a box that goes in my dental office. So I have all the advantages of being able to slice and dice in any direction as well as 3D very quickly, very fast, very accurately. And so what Prexion has that other systems don't have is they have what's called a Volume Pro board, and they have the X-Trillion processor. All of the other systems out there are using video graphic cards. And if you followed Nintendo or some of these other games over the years, video graphic cards have gotten great. But nothing in video graphic cards matches what the Prexion hardware, the kind of the magic sauce that makes it all work.
Now you mentioned resolution.
Resolution is key. A lot of the systems that have we'll talk field of view. Field of view is the actual size of the scan you can get. Some scans you can get the whole head, other scans, in a lot of systems they'll go as small as a little 4-centimeter cube. And so as the field of view decreases, most all systems the resolution goes up. So you'll have a resolution in a real big field of view of maybe a 0.5 millimeter, 0.4 millimeters.
Right.
On the Prexion system, the resolution goes down to 70 microns, so 0.07 millimeters. And there's only one other manufacturer that comes close, and that's a 0.08 micron, millimeter.
So really we're getting down to the resolution of a standard PA in some cases.
In a lot of cases you are.
Right.
And the ability to add thickness onto the X-ray, the images are beyond quite clear. They're just amazing.
Wow. So actually, more than just for implants, you're diagnosing a lot more than you ever saw before.
I do implants, and I use it. I won't place an implant without one.
Right.
But from the standpoint of diagnosing decay, diagnosing periapical radiolucencies, diagnosing some odd-shaped root that I've done a root canal on and for some reason it's failed. We get a scan, we're looking at it all the way around 360, all of a sudden you find something that's not in the textbooks. It's in that patient's mouth, but now I've got it because I have the ability with high-resolution scans to have that. So
and you never would have seen it without 3D.
You don't see it. You
Right.
can't, what do they say? You can't see what you can't see.
Can't see what
It's
you
like
can't
when I started wearing loupes. I felt bad for everybody I'd seen prior to that. I was like, whoa, look at what I was missing.
Yeah.
And in radiology, it's the same thing. When you get from the paradigm of 2D into the paradigm of 3D, you're going to start realizing that, hey, I haven't been seeing what I thought I was seeing.
Right.
So it changes the way you diagnose, it changes the way you treatment plan, and it changes the perception your patients have of how you do dentistry.
Right.
They get an idea that, hey, this office has something that I can't get anywhere else.
Right.
So it's a great thing.
Dr. Dan, thank you so much.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Now, if you'd like more information about how to get a Prexion system in your office, general, endo, or oral surgery, just click on that request information button. I'm Dr. Jeff Rohde.